Stop by to interact with the community and I every Friday night at 8 o'clock for live stream Fridays.
Welcome, trolls. First sees all.
Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Bruce Swartz. I'm trying to get another video up tonight. It'll probably be a bit later, but definitely working on the videos. It's pouring rain outside, which I'm very happy about because, well, obviously the snow is melting. Thanks to all new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Or just taking the time to stop by and check out the research. The analytics are telling me on my YouTube that those of you sharing my videos are resharing my videos several times. There was a lot of changes on YouTube recently. Now, those of you who are YouTube creators know and see all of the changes as we go through the year as creators and all the problems and glitches that YouTube sometimes encounters, which is normal. You have to understand them, that they're building a website, but this website goes on being built even while we are working on our channels. So I really am noticing that it does totally affect the AdSense. It affects everything, the way your channel's going, etc. So every time they do a change, well, I notice that the flow of traffic is like completely different. It's almost eliminated. So that's okay because we have to start up again and get more people coming by. It's all right, but it's seems that every time that there is a change on YouTube. And what change am I talking about? Hey, check out the colors, guys. Atmosphere, that is. Yes, it is. The changes that YouTube underwent are in the Creator Studio. We have now Creator Studio Beta. I prefer to stay with the Creator Studio Classic personally right now, but there's a new control room for live streaming, which I'm not even going to touch, or if not Friday, you won't even see me. It's probably a lot easier than the way I'm doing it now, but before I do any tests, that's the boring part, right? Doing tests. You guys have to endure all the tests that we YouTube creators do. Why am I rambling on about things that are not space related? Just wanted to mention that to you guys. Thanks again for stopping by. I'm going to get some music up. Actually, wait a minute. Before getting some music up, no, it's too late right now to put up some music. We're getting into the interesting part of the video. We're going to see surface construction. Yes, I almost had a hard time saying that. Surface constructed objects on the surface. Nevertheless, what I believe are constructed objects. Let's go take a look at that right now. So, if you're just arriving to the channel, thanks for subscribing. By the way, thanks so much for the interest in my research. I found that there's a veil on the surface. Holographic or not, there's definitely a haze, cloud, or smoke on the surface. And underneath these hazes, clouds, we see clearings. So they move over. That atmosphere, or natural or not, what's on the surface is moving over, and it shows us glimpses of all these massive structures on the surface. And now they're so complex, and it's the biggest finding in the entire world, that's for sure. It will be probably only in about 100 years, but it's nevertheless very true. And we're going to go see some shapes and forms and some 90-degree angles, like right in front of us here, that we see the structuring and the way that there are parts hiding these structures, and what's hiding them are bright lights and most often smokes or hazes on the surface. Some really nice views, guys, of the surface that we're gonna go see. Let's check this out. So they really aren't that hard to see, right? Let's get a circle up on what I'm mentioning in case you don't understand. I mean, look at the 90-degree angle. You see the material that is made of? It's connected. So we don't know what it is, but we do know it's constructed, obviously, and we do know that they are connected to several hundreds of miles long, each and every crater that's in front of its path. It veers off, it turns off in 90-degree angles, and we see that this on the surface. Often people, we hear them say, wow, look, there's an actual framing on the surface. Well, we could really see that in great detail. So that you all don't freak out, I'm going to talk hypothetically, okay? And I'm going to talk to you about a few theories and some few speculatory things that I want to show you. Constructed, look at that. Constructed. Well, you know what these are? Could they be tanks holding the helium-3 that is being mined? And that's what we're seeing right here in the depths of each crater are the pipes that are leading up to these massive tanks, which are actually being stored. And that is where we're seeing flashing lights and activity. Obviously, the crafts are coming possibly to get these products or elements that are probably being refined on the surface of the moon. Now, this is just a theory, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's definitely something that's being produced, definitely, or processed or manufactured on the surface. There they are, tanks. And if they're not tanks, I'll tell you what. I mean, come on, okay? The three objects side by side, okay? Can we say constructed? Three objects side by sides, the same. Yeah, they're constructed, definitely constructed. So could these be the massive tanks that are lines leading out to what's inside of the surface, what's being produced and hauled off and mined, causing smokes on the surface, and because of the mining, of course, and that's if it was a mining setup, if these were industrial and or mining setups that we're looking at. This is absolutely incredible. Just speculating and theorizing with this. It's a bit more than speculating. I mean, look what we're looking at. They have to be something. Okay? They could be buildings. They could be machinery. They could be parts of, the moon, which could be a spaceship. Obviously. There's so many theories, and often I just don't talk about it and just show the raw truth. But, I mean, wow. If I was just to, say my own opinion, yeah, makes you really wonder. Mare fecunditatis, look at these objects. This is the surface of the moon. You can see the real construction. It's right there. The objects are there. And I'm fascinated and happy to show this because it's what nobody shows, right? Because, I mean, there's a 90-degree angle again. Massive. We look for these on YouTube. I'm not alone. I'm sure of it. Everyone wants to see an alien for real. Everyone wants to see an alien surface or the truth of what's up there on the moon, right? Moon bases and lunar bases. Well, we're looking at it. And it's not going to be shown on a golden platter. I'm viewing it here from Earth as an amateur with a telescope, and I found this out. And like any new beginning of any field or science or finding, often, things aren't done to, how can I say, there's not a lot of quality in some of the research being done even today. And quality is for a sale when you're selling something and somebody wants to put something nice in their living room or in their yard, like a car. But when you're talking about finding out the truth and looking at the surface, these images are the most beautiful images you'll ever see because the atmosphere, the clouds, the smokes, and the hazes are definitely what is blocking us from seeing the surface. Here's something incredible. We're going to go see a circular object. I've shown this before. It's absolutely mesmerizing. I should show them a bit more often, and that's what I do. You guys that know me, sometimes these objects will pop back up, these events or findings that I have shown before. I'll show them in a different way. I try to get in closer. I try to clarify the image. I keep all this raw footage, right, guys? So I can go back in, 2016 and look at some new things and show some new footage from 1916, 2016. What did you just see here? You saw a circle. Do you see it? Rewind it. The circle is over a dark shaded circle, and inside of it, that looks like a hole. There's clouds or smoke roaming around right beside Plato Crater. Now these things are, every day I'm finding these new findings all the time. Every time I go back in the same areas. Why are these appearing only from time to time? Because, well, look, I'm along the Terminator line, and that's showing us depth of field, showing us a lot of contrast, giving me a lot of contrast and help when I'm editing my photos for whatever the reason. Obviously, who would have thought darkness would have given me so much light? Here it is. Watch carefully. When that line disappears, a circle, there it is. It's still there. Like a shadow. Do you see it? It's perfectly circular. It's dark. Now, I talked a lot this week about symmetrical areas and objects and cutouts on the surface. These are all being camouflaged. The smokes could be, I think the theme is really those pipes or tunnels that we're seeing right now, because they could be what is hiding and transporting everyone. Do you see the lines? We're going to go see, hang on here. We're going to go see something really cool. Some more proof of tunnelization. Somebody says, who says you're seeing tunnels? I'm going to show you one that's definitely connected to many craters. So it's just, undeniable. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. Here's something else. I'll show you what I was saying in a minute. 3 objects side by side. Could be containers, could be whatever, but they're constructed. Look here in the bottom arrow. Where do you see that leading off to? Look and bring your eye all the way to the end of where it's going. It's running off to other craters and it's floating in the air. They're massive bridges or corridors. Now, there's absolutely no way that this could be natural or ejecta. So they're maybe mining helium-3 or whatever from the surface, bringing up all this dust, liquid, gas, helium, who knows? Bringing them into tanks, processing them, leaving with it raw, or maybe leaving with the final product. Something is definitely going on up there on the moon. Massive production. Bianchini crater, the closest I've ever seen it. And right here, this is a massive object and it's very impressive. That is the theme on the surface, guys. This is how they construct this. So Russell and Mary told me that they're noticing in my footage compared to the older NASA footage that some of the areas look like there's some construction. So Randall and Mary, we're gonna be checking that out and documenting it. So it's about time, right? It's documenting all of this. It's taking the footage, looking at it, and comparing it with other years. That is really, really cool. I've been doing that for, I'm just starting out in this. In reality, it's been almost my 3rd year, and I'm learning so much with all of you guys. So thanks for the support, and a lot more to come.